happy evening, everyone. Wonderful, wonderful to have all your presence. Lovely to have you all. I think need microphone to be. So sorry. There was a glitch, and the microphone was muted for some reason. Welcome, everyone. Have a great time. Is it now audible? I trust now you can hear me and audio is coming fine. Just let me know in case everything is fine. You can hear me. Are you getting my voice? Now is it okay? Yes. Thank you so much. Yes. Great. Lovely. Thank you. So we discussed in the beginning itself that there are challenges in our mind. Many of us, we have challenges. And typically, as we started, we discuss about three aspects which are troubling us. One, because of some kind of situations, because of some kind of scenario which comes from outside. Let's look at that. What are the things that we discussed? So one is the problem from the outside, the problem or triggers coming from outside, the situation. A problem, somebody is not well. Office, there are problems, there are challenges, somebody is scolding you or maybe criticizing you. All those triggers can induce some kind of turbulence, and sometimes these are quite at a hyper level, so we get a lot of disturbance inside because of external situation or triggers. Sometimes these triggers are also very much ingrained, like with some time we have some trigger. So these kind of situational triggers disturb our internal state. So we keep those things happening around us and we keep irritating, agitated, and having problems. Next one we also discussed about is by default. Some of us, we are having a nature by default, we have some kind of restlessness, agitation, having internal disturbance. That also is one of the things that we see, and we sometimes we see this happening, and this kind of things are regular nowadays. Unfortunately, in today's era, we find people are nervous, having anxiety, having, by default they are having problem. They do not know, they cannot just tell you why are they having this. They're completely unaware of this thing. That also we discussed. Then we talked about a wandering mind, cluttered mind. A mind is not in a situation to think clearly, to understand things, and that leads to a lot of internal turbulence. So all these three things we discussed. Then we worked upon, we looked at what are the possible solutions, how we can handle them, how we can improve those situations, how we can improve those conditions. So that thing is what we are now looking at. First day we talked about the disciplined mind. So what was the disciplined mind? The disciplined mind, in order to have that disciplined mind, we talked about a discipline throughout the day. It's not just one off kind of a thing. Throughout the day, we discussed about, or we talked about how we can discipline our mind. Some of you who are here for the first time probably might not have gone through these sessions. I would urge, after the session today, you can go back and go through all those videos wherein we have discussed this. Very important and very helpful for many of us. How we get up early in the morning, what is the morning discipline with 5 elements. We talked about the Panchabhuta, the 5 elements where we focus and get completely mindful about all those five elements of our life. Yeah, starting with gratitude for the universe, the prapancha, all five elements. Then we are looking at the earth element, water element, air, fire, and the space. So that systematic process we discussed. During the day, we talked about how 3 minutes every hour we budget, and those 3 minutes can be life transforming. Those of you who are practicing, who are doing this, would definitely already might have seen some changes. It is about 1 minute of walking, and every step, as we are walking completely engrossed into our body, we see that happening. What is it? We see our body moving, and every step is blessing, every step is healing the body, it is energizing the body and loving the body. That's what we see. BHEL. So 3 minutes, 1 minute for walking, steps, blessing, healing, energizing, and loving steps. Then we talked about one glass of water. In a crystal clear glass, we are taking sip by sip, and every sip, as it is flowing, as we are touching water, it is flowing through our mouth into our body. We are again feeling that. Every sip of water is blessing us, healing us, energizing us, and loving us, removing all negative things from inside, purging out, cleansing our body, cleansing every or purging out the toxins from the body. So, second minute is about drinking a glass of water with all that mindful involvement and that mindset. Then we talked about 1 minute of breathing, and every breath, as we are breathing, we are feeling how this breath, fresh breath, is coming in, air is coming in, and again blessing, healing, energizing, and loving our body. So this is what we discussed about how to discipline our mind, so mind becomes very alert and focused, mindful. And finally, the night exercise also we discussed, the pancha kosha. We start with the body, completely feeling the body from the toes till the tip of our top of our head. So becoming aware of the body, lying flat on the bed. Then we go for the pancha kosha, where we eliminated one after the other. One, first we eliminated the physical object, then the physiological processes, then the mind itself, then the awareness, the intellectual aspect. Then we completely got into the calm state of Anandamaya Kosha, where we talked about sleep is a sacred aspect, sacred space to be in. So we eliminated everything and drifted into the sleep state. That was the practice we discussed for making our my mind so disciplined all through the day, right from the morning till the late, till we get to bed. So this is what we discussed for the calming of the mind, or what we say, wandering mind, we have to subside. And then finally, the last session we talked about those 5 steps, the 5 steps that we need to follow. About what? It is about the triggers which are coming from outside, which are troubling me and bringing in kind of anxiety, panic, some kind of phobia, something like I see a particular thing, I start getting the panic attack. I get a phone call and anxiety comes. I am about to get into a meeting and there are turbulence inside me. Stress is coming. So all this toxic emotionality, because of some kind of situational triggers from outside, we can handle them using 5 simple yet powerful steps. What are they? We talked about all those 5 A's. Again, if you are here for the first time and not gone through that, please go through that session, and you'd be finding it so easy to handle your turbulent mind, the toxic emotions, anxiety, worry, depressive feelings, or it may be panic attack. So these things we discussed as we had gone through this week. So just a quick response, I would love to hear from all of you. How has been the journey so far? How have you been feeling? Many of you have been here for a few days. I can see Harinder ji, I can see Jayalakshmi ji, I can see uh, Asha ji, you can see some of you are there. Rajiv ji is there. So you are there, and how has been the journey so far? How is it going? Any one of you who is here for the first time in the live sessions that we're conducting evening, can you just mention first time? You are here for the first time, so that I can suggest you what to do exactly. Just mention FT or first time you are here in this journey. If you can just mention that. Yeah, Asha ji, yes, yes, I can see you. Feeling very elated as Jayalakshmi ji is saying, Raj ji is saying, eye opener. Great, Raji. Yeah, Tejashwi ji is there. Yeah, great. Wonderful as Jairam ji is mentioning that. So I can feel, see some of your comments. It's so heartening to see. Lovely to see all of you uh, responding and giving me that feedback. So fabulous. Great, great. So now let's move on. Let's move on and see how we can go further and do some changes inside. And here today, we are talking about by default. By default, can we make our body and mind calm? This is a default state. That means if everything is neutral, then I, by default, keeping my body and mind in a calm state. For this, we need to follow certain practices. So, we would be talking about some of the practices today. Very specific, five, six different practices, which can be so, so, so powerful that your body, mind progressively can get to a default state of calm and serenity, and you can calm your body instantly following these practices. Very practical, and we'll just go step by step, understanding each one of them and how to apply them in our life. So, few of the simple practices, yet very, very powerful practices. Not just practice like pranayama, meditation, and other things. We will see the holistic approach. Few of the things that we need to do in order to be in that calm state of mind and body. So let's start. I can see Manojji mentioning first time. Yeah, I would suggest you, if you're here for the first time, at least for this week, we have five different, four preceding, including today, there are five different live sessions. I would urge you to go through all those five so that you can get a track of how we have been doing it. Three aspects of mind and how you can follow them and get to the entire thing, how you can master that aspect of calming your body and not getting disturbed by emotions. And by default, you remain composed and calm. So please do that, and that will be of help to you. Now, moving on. Now, as I mentioned, these are practical, simple practices and steps. Let's go in out there and let's work and see what are they, and see how it is working for us. What can we do about few simple practices, when to practice, how to practice, and how it can help us? That's what we will see. So let's look at that. The first thing that I would suggest, it may be a little counterintuitive. I normally have not been talking about food, but today we are going to discuss about the food aspect. Food, what should we eat and how should we eat? Rather, I'll put what we should not eat to an extent so that we can understand what are those kind of foods which are causing internal turbulence and agitation. Let's understand this. In our life, we take food, and trust me, most of the people on the planet are taking more than what they require. More energy they take in than what they require. And that's one of the biggest problem. In today's era, in the modern era, thankfully, we are plentiful of food, but the problem is it is not evenly distributed. Many people, they do not get food, they're starving, and many of us, we are probably overfed. We are eating more than we require. Our probably work is less than what we are taking in. So what it does, it actually internally creates a lot of agitation. The extra energy that we take in, it creates a lot of turbulence. Now, one thing I would suggest, Food that we take, if you are already taking appropriate amount of food, fine. Otherwise we have to reduce it little. Normally, if we are in a sedentary kind of a work, or we are not doing much of hard work, we should take less than 2000 calorie of food. And today we can easily measure. So 2000 calorie converts to about 500 grams of food per day, and not ghee and butter and meat and other things which are even more. They are, every gram of them probably convert to about 8 to 9 calories, kilocalories. So we have to take normal food about 500. If you're taking more fatty thing, we have to reduce it further, maybe 300 grams. So we have to see, one, what are the food that we're taking, and especially reduce sugar intake. Sugar is one of the most dangerous food that we are taking in. It's an addiction. Taking sugar hurts our internal systems a lot. Reduce your sugar intake, because normally the food that we take is sufficiently having sugar to give us energy. Additional sugary food, if you can limit it, it's better. And if you are maybe in the other side of 40s or 50s, you should further reduce it. Less sugar will help your mind and body to be more calm. Less fatty food, junk food, fried, deep fried, all of us we know that. Reduce it as much as possible. Increase more green things, more salads, more vegetables, all those things which are lighter. Reduce meat, especially red meat if you are a non-vegetarian. If you are not doing any kind of hard work, it's better to limit or completely reduce your non-vegetarian intake, especially the red meat part of it. So take less fat, less sugar, less animal fat, even uh, when we say butter and things like that, which are rich in fat. So reduce that, because that can lead to a lot of internal agitation and restlessness. Now, that is what to eat. But another important aspect is how to eat, how we should eat. That's something we all say, eating, and I need to learn how to eat. Yes, all of us need to learn that. Eating has to be something which gives us nutrition, and for proper nutrition to be extracted from the food and getting dissolved into the appropriate systems in the body, we should eat in a particular state of mind. First of all, check the state of your mind. Are you stressed? Are you anxious? Are you feeling greedy? Are you feeling some kind of anger inside? If that, take a moment to calm your mind down before start eating. Because whatever emotion and chemicals that are flowing inside are going to impact our food. We don't need that. That chemicals, those chemicals, adrenal chemicals, cortisol and others, they can really, really make the food not as nutritious as they should be. Calm down your mind, and you can follow multiple techniques to do that. You can follow the techniques that we have already discussed. Breathing, I'll also share some of the techniques today itself. Now calm down your mind. Second, when you are eating, completely get engrossed into the eating process. Not much of talking, not much of, at least I know today's era we have less time to spend with family, so dinner time becomes a talking time. Have it, but preferably limit it. Completely get engrossed into the eating process. Eat and feel that complete flavor of the food, complete texture of the food. As you are chewing it, feel that in your mouth. And chewing has to be multiple times. I suggest 32 times, as if you completely chew that food. It becomes kind of a liquid and you drink it. Drink the food and eat water. Somebody said that, very interesting. When you're drinking water, you should not be gulping it down through your throat. You should take it easy, as if you're slowly chewing it and taking inside. And food, you are completely making it liquid and drinking it after that completing that chewing process. That will help you a lot, reducing your internal stress and agitation when you are becoming mindful while eating. Please do this, because otherwise that food itself can cause a lot of internal turbulence. This is the first thing. So, is it all making sense? Uh, are we getting something? Just mention making sense and I commit. MSIC. Making sense and I commit. This is making sense. We are understanding. I'm sure all of us, we are getting this. And commitment is important. We commit to do this. Great. So let's all commit to this, make it happen, bring it to reality in our life, manifest this in our life. Manifestation, this is also manifestation. When we do this, this is about that manifestation. Our body changes, mind changes, we enjoy the process, and that gives us such power inside. We have a different quality of life and experience of life, expression of life. Great, great to see all of your lovely commitment. Thank you very much. And let's move further. Let's move further to the next aspect. The second aspect is this. I would suggest you certain processes which will calm yourself down, specifically three pranayama processes. Simple, powerful. The first and the easiest one. First and the easiest one is just breathing. Just breathing. In It's a practice which the Buddhists, they term it as anapana sati. That means inhalation, exhalation, attention. That's it. Inhalation, exhalation, attention. If you've heard about something called the people who go for a retreat and they stay there for 10 consecutive days and practice this, they start with anapana sati. Yeah, vipassana is the process where they start with the anapana sati. So what is it? Just breathe with complete attention and complete awareness and complete absorption. You can write that down. Attention, awareness, and absorption. What you're doing, as I'm breathing, I feel the air touching my nostril. I'm completely aware of this portion. I'm feeling air touching my nostril, going in, then coming out again. I'm feeling the nostril area. Complete attention at the nasal area, just flowing with the breath. Full attention at the nasal area, and you can do it for as much as long you can do. Very powerful process, and enjoy that process. Absorption is you're enjoying. Not just you're paying attention there, you're feeling the flow, the touch of the air as it comes in, as it goes out, the change in temperature at the nostril and the lower, the upper lip area, completely being attentive to the flow of breath. Super powerful. If you just do this, you can feel how you bring in all your control and change your internal state of being to a default state of calm. A default state of calm. So, that is the first thing. Normal, easy breathing process. Very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. And just practicing it 5 minutes every day can do magic. If you can do it for even elongated period of time, people who go for vipassana, they do it for a very long time. 1 hour. You would enjoy. Initially, it may be little difficult to perform. Then you will be enjoying that process of complete engrossed breathing process, flowing with breathing and enjoying that default state of calm and serenity of your body and mind. So that's where we need to we need to work and see that things are getting settled inside through the breathing process. First one, simple breathing with attention, awareness, and absorption. Another powerful breathing process for calming our body is alternate nostril breathing. Yeah, alternate nostril breathing, where we are putting our thumb on one side, breathing in, then we are using these two fingers to put here, breathing out. just by doing this simple breathing through one nostril and breathing out through the other. If you just can go through this, it's such a powerful mechanism. It can calm down your body, calm down your mind. People who are having even blood pressure, in few minutes of practice, they can feel that settling of the internal systems. Very, very powerful. And this practice you can definitely apply in your life. This can be simple, powerful, and if you can do it 5 minutes in the morning every day, and even in the night 5 to 7 minutes, it can be really fabulous, fantastic, and exceptionally powerful in calming your body, making your body by default so calm and harmonized inside. So that we can do this alternate nostril breathing process. Yeah, we can follow this. Is it clear? Are you getting this? Are you getting this? How to do it? Did you get it? The second breathing process that I suggested. Yeah, is it clear so far? First one, simple breathing. Second one, we do it alternate breathing process. Yeah, great. Yeah, clear, crystal clear. Yeah, wonderful. Now, moving on to the next powerful practice. Again, a very powerful practice wherein we do the Brahmari, or the what we call it, the humming practice. The humming practice is we breathe in, and then while we are breathing out, we are breathing with a humming sound. We are breathing with a humming sound. What we are doing, we are closing our ears, keeping our fingers in front of our eyes. We also discussed this as part of the action stacking in the 5A technique, which we discussed to handle our anxiety and stressful moments. Same we can apply. We breathe in and feel the flow of breath through the throat, and as it goes down into the abdominal region. And then, as we are breathing out, we are feeling and listening inside the humming of a bee, as the bees they hum. So we breathe in, breathe out completely with that humming sound, and let that humming reverberate inside you, vibrate inside you, give that vibration, feel that vibration. That can calm things down, and it can bring in a different frequency and reduce that agitation to a large extent. You can do again 7 times in the morning and 7 times in the evening. If you have sufficient time, you can do it even more. um, yes, the second pranayama which we discussed is Anuloma Viloma Pranayama. So alternate nostril pranayam. First one, as I said, just normal breathing, the Anulom Vilom, and this humming also is known as the Brahmari Pranayam. So these are the very powerful pranayam. Brahmari Pranayam also helps for one more thing, which we are discussing next. So far, what we have discussed about food, what to eat, how to eat, with what mindset to eat, and what are the processes and procedures we should follow when we are eating. One more thing I would like to add there is taking food on appropriate times, depending on when you are getting up and when you are going to bed. You should have spacing. If you're going to bed at 10, you should have at least 2 hours of, or 1.5 hours at least. Give time for that food to get digested to a certain extent. So you eat at least 2 hours before you get to bed. So accordingly, you have to space. That spacing is so important, and we should take a small portion, maybe little more times, but should not take a lot of food at one go. As I said, all of us, we have little overeating, so we can reduce. And even nowadays they say if you space it little farther, not a problem at all, it's good for yourself. The the intermittent fasting is a good approach, which we have been doing for ages in our traditions. Next is the third aspect is the vagus nerve activation. Interestingly, as I mentioned, the Brahmari pranayam also improves the vagal tone. What is the vagus nerve? The vagus nerve is a nerve which is going from the vagus, the vagal ganglia from somewhere in the mid brain region. It is going to every part of the body. It is touching almost every important and vital organ. This nerve has some specific power. The power here is this set the tonality of our body and mind. It's a feedback mechanism. It touches our heart, our lungs, our kidney, the liver, and all those vital organs, and have a feedback mechanism. There is a very powerful book by Stephen Porges. It is about the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the book. You can go and see that book. It's a very powerful book, talks about how this nerve's tonality, it changes our emotionality. It can hurt, and it can also give a calm state. If it is activated appropriately, we can feel that calm, settled state all the time inside. So, activating this is important. Few of the simple techniques that can be of help. There are many, many techniques, but some of the techniques that I would just suggest, which can be very simple yet powerful. One is the practice of Brahmari Pranayam itself. It tones the vagus nerve, helps you be calm. Another powerful technique of the vagus nerve toning is just massaging your ear. So simple yet so powerful. Massage your ears. How do you do it? Take your two fingers like this, and let me show you completely. Take it here. The second ring, you have the ear here. The second ring of the ear, you can put your both your fingers, index fingers, and just massage it. Cuddle it and massage it. Feel that touch. Enjoy that touch. You can all do it right now with me. And you can sense immediately you feel so calm. Just massage that. Press it little hard and massage it like this. Massaging it like this. Yeah. You can feel that massage. Yeah. Then you can also massage the backside of the ear. You can put your just behind the ears, you can put your finger and massage it like this. Feel that, feel that touch and the massage with all your attention, awareness, and absorption, which is important. You are completely and completely being with that process. You are not having any other thought or any other distraction or doing anything else, completely being engrossed in that process. So this helps a lot. One simple practice, very powerful practice. One more practice, which is also of very interesting, easy, and powerful, is what we do. We do it like this. Our hands like this. You can see this. Put it behind your head, and now you're pushing your head backward, and these two elbows are straight, parallel. Pushing your head backward and pushing the hand forward. So there is a little tussle between the two. You are forcing your head forward and pushing your head backward. Using your hands, you are preventing that movement and feeling that hard kind of a balance. Feel that. And while doing it, you have to move your eyes in V shape, meaning you'll look towards the left top corner, then to the bottom, then right top corner, like this. You can do like this: left top corner, bottom, right top corner, bottom, left top corner, again bottom, right top corner. You're feeling the movement of the eye and also feeling the head being pushed forward and head is trying to go backward. This is again a very powerful practice. You can feel after doing it for 2 minutes or 1 minute, you can feel there is a change, there is a different feeling inside. So that's what is again something which can help you tone the vagus nerve. And one more simple practice wherein you do your hands, your fingers are like this, take it to the back, to the back of your head, the skin, you try to do it like this. Then what you do, you pull your skin like you are moving it upward, downward, upward, downward, upward, downward, left and right, as if using this you are trying to stretch the back of your head skin. Yeah. And while doing it, you can also do the same thing, movement of the eye, like this and this and this. When you are doing that, in all these actions, all these exercises, you will find at some point you can notice that you are having little salivation. The saliva flow is happening. Yeah. So that saliva flow or the salivation is an indication of vagus nerve activation as well. So please check that, because you might have seen when you are very anxious or fearful or sad, our mouth dries up. When you are low in confidence, the dryness of mouth happens. But when you are activating the vagus nerve, one of the signal is salivation happens. You can feel the saliva in your mouth when you are doing these exercises. So activating vagus nerve, I just shared 2 3 simple techniques, very effective, very powerful. Please do that. Food, we have to do 3 breathing processes we discussed. Now 3 simple practices for activating the vagus nerve. One of the breathing practices, the Brahmari itself, also helps the tuning of the vagus nerve. What are the 3 things we discussed? Ear massage, then we are looking up down when we are pushing the head forward. So head push, eye movement. Then we are pulling the head skin. So head pull and eye movement. 3 simple practices we can do for toning and making our vagus nerve properly balanced. Yeah. Properly harmonized, you can say that. Now moving on to the next practice. It's known as the emotional freedom technique. It's called the emotional freedom technique. This technique is based on the Chinese acupressure and some of the modern therapies, including the CBT, has some aspect of it. How we do those affirmation. Here, as per that technique, there are certain points of energy known as the meridian points, and emotion tend to get trapped or blocked at those locations. So here we tap those points, and at the same time we also make that energy felt with an affirmation. We tap those points and feel that as if with the affirmation we are healing our energy nodes or energy points or the meridian points. So now, what are the different points? I would just give you a quick idea about it. How does it happen? What are the things? I also will refer you to one of my videos where I'm taking people through for almost 20-25 minutes of how to do it completely using the EFT or emotional freedom technique. But let me first give you what are the points and how to do it. So we'll just give you a description how you should do it, and you can go to that demo video where we are actually doing it on the fly in a session. So what are the different points? It has got a typical process. The process is, you should first surface the problem. If you're having some kind of problem like stress, anxiety, or whatever, if nothing, you can say that I want to heal my emotions. You can also heal your pain with this technique. So healing your emotions, first point is this. There are 9 points. Pay all your attention. This is the first point where we tap with using 4 fingers. All those 4 fingers we're tapping here. And this is the first point. When we are using this point, particularly for once only, we are saying, what is the problem? I want to surface that. Let the problem be anxiety. I say, I experience anxiety. I know anxiety comes to me at times, but I completely and wholeheartedly accept myself and I love myself unconditionally. So, what I'm saying, unconditionally, I'm accepting myself, but I know that I have got anxiety. You can have any toxic emotion for that matter: sadness, depression, worry, guilt, shame, whatever. So, you're just saying that I know I have that, I experience that at times, but in spite of that, I completely, unconditionally love myself and accept myself. So, we surface the first problem or thing that disturbs us. Next, there are 8 different points. I will show you the 8 different points and give you what is the affirmation in 3 different rounds. Quickly, I will take you through that. As I mentioned, you need to follow through that video, which we will also put at the end of this video as a clickable um, graphic, so that you can click on that and visit that and see that. Also, the description in the description itself, we'll give the link to that video so that you can practice it in actual setup. Yeah? So what are the different 8 points after this? So this is 8 different points, total 9 points. First round, we do all the 9 points, starting with this and then 8 points. Second round and third round, we are only using 8 points, not this point. We are not using this. Now, what are the points? The points are, let me remove my glasses to show you. The points are, one is here. And you can use your predominant hand and one side of your body. Some people also feel good when they use both sides. Both are acceptable, but easy and preferable, rather for simplicity, we can use one side, because more important is your feeling about it, the touch about it. So it has to be very simple. Don't complicate it. That's the reason why we say just one side is good enough. Need not be touching all the both sides. Your predominant hand, if you're a right hander, you can use the right hand. Left hand, you can use the left hand. So first point is here, the juncture point of the eyebrow and the nose bridge. This point, where you can touch that point with your ring finger, and next to it is the middle finger. And tapping, you need to tap it gently. Tappings are always gentle, but it should not be very soft. It should be little, as if you're feeling it, little touch, and that touch is felt like a healing touch. First round, I'll tell you, first I'll show what are the points, then I'll tell you what are the affirmation for each of the rounds. So this is point number 1. And first round, usually our affirmations are that I know the emotion which troubles me comes and goes. I witness that, I experience that, I feel that, but I accept myself unconditionally and I love myself unconditionally. Yeah, that is the, like somebody can say, I know I go through anxiety phase sometimes. It comes, it goes, it troubles me when it stays in my mind. In spite of that, I completely, unconditionally accept me and love myself. So you tap this and mentally you say this. So this is one point. Next point is here. So this is this side of the eye. Other side of the eye, again you touch at this point where the eye cavity is there, just the ring finger there, next to it is the middle finger, and again tapping with the same or similar affirmation. I know I undergo anxiety at times that troubles me, but in spite of having anxiety, as it comes and flows through my mind, I witness it, I completely and wholeheartedly accept myself unconditionally and love myself unconditionally. This is the second point. Point number one in face, second point in the face. Third point in the face is below the eyes. And typically, if you can see, there is a string of muscles flowing down from your nose. At that juncture point, you're putting your ring finger, next to it is the middle finger, and tapping with the same kind of affirmation. I completely and unconditionally love myself and accept myself, although I know sometimes anxiety comes, stays, disturbs me, and goes away. Even during that time, I completely accept myself and love myself. Yeah, this is another point. Then we are going to the point below the nose, at the upper lip location. Same tapping with the similar or same affirmation. I know anxiety or toxic emotion comes to my mind, disturbs me. I feel that, I witness that. In spite of that disturbing emotion, I completely and unconditionally love myself and accept myself. Then we go down to the chin, the fifth point in the face. Tapping there, again, we have the same or similar affirmation. Anxiety comes and goes. I witness, I know it disturbs me, but in spite of that, I completely, unconditionally love myself and accept myself. Right? So these are the 5 different points in the face. Then we go to our chest location, typically a little below our collarbone. It's called the thymus gland area. Yeah? That location we tap. And when tapping in the chest, we can use both our hands and all these fingers, 4 fingers. So we are tapping like this. First round, the same or similar affirmation. I know anxiety comes, it stays, it goes, disturbs me. I witness that, I experience that. In spite of that disturbing emotions and anxiety, I unconditionally and wholeheartedly love myself and accept myself. Yeah. Next point is below the armpit. It is below your armpit. Below the armpit, you will find a location. You have to search it out. A location, if you press it a little hard, it will be excruciatingly painful. You can feel that pain. So you can just find out a location below the armpit, about 3 to 4 inches below the armpit. You'll find a location. If you press it, it is very painful. At that location, you need to tap with these 2 fingers. Just need to tap, and the affirmation is the same in the first round. What is the affirmation? That I know anxiety comes, it goes, it stays in the intervening period in my mind, disturbing. Still, I love myself, I accept myself wholeheartedly, completely, and unconditionally. Right? Next point is top of the head. We use both our hands and both these fingers tapping there, having the same affirmation. I know anxiety comes and goes, it stays for some time, very disturbing. In spite of that, I love myself and accept myself unconditionally, wholeheartedly, completely. So, this is one round. We had some affirmation, we had the tapping of different locations. I trust you have remembered. If you do not, please go back to this video, it will be available for you for some time. So please go through that and check all these points that I showed you and explained you what to do. So first round, what is the affirmation? When we are tapping each point, we are saying I accept myself in spite of that occurrence. Second round, we change that affirmation, saying when we are tapping each of these points, we are saying I can now see with this tapping, there's a healing energy flowing through me, and that healing energy is reducing, overpowering that anxiety, that source of the anxiety, which is causing all this. Now, those tapping which I'm doing at the meridian points, this is getting healed. So I'm saying, as I'm tapping, I can sense and feel the healing process happening. And each of these taps is healing my body, and I can feel that this healing power is slowly reducing the source of anxiety, the power of anxiety. I can feel and sense that. You just go through this affirmation when you are tapping each of these locations. 8 locations. The second round, you need not do this. 8 locations starting from here, 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 and here. Yeah. Second round done. Third round, you are doing an affirmation saying, I can clearly feel and sense anxiety is leaving my body, as if asking permission to leave, seeking kind of farewell. So I am allowing it to go away. I'm allowing anxiety to leave my body and mind and to go away as I'm kind of bidding farewell. I'm feeling that healing energy completely present inside. And after this tapping of each of the points, the anxiety is moving away and going away from me, as if asking permission to leave, and I have given it permission to leave and going away. You have to do this in the third round and kind of celebrate, yes, I can feel and sense this is leaving my body and mind and going away. So 3 rounds. First round, we are surfacing it and accepting ourselves wholeheartedly, unconditionally, loving our body and mind. Second round, we can sense with each tapping, healing is happening, and the healing energy is growing in power, and the source of that toxic emotion is losing its power. It is getting liquidated, as if it is getting dissolved, it is evaporating, or it is getting melted in that powerful healing energy. And then third round, we are saying it is seeking permission to leave the body, going away, and I'm bidding farewell. I'm celebrating the freedom from that emotion, toxic emotion, as we are doing the 3 rounds. I trust it was of help to all of you, as our objective was this: how we can heal these 3 aspects. Each one of these aspects we took up one day each. And now, with these practices, we can really be in command of our mind, take charge of our mind when necessary, when needed. How has been this journey? How is it feeling? How you feel you are more empowered to handle your body and mind? Just mention empowered. If you are feeling empowered, just write feeling empowered. If truly you feel empowered, just mention that. And as I mentioned, what we have been doing in the processes in the last few days is that to make ourselves empowered to handle the body and mind and go through this wonderful journey of our life, enjoying and celebrating every moment of it. There will be ups and downs in life. Everyone, even even the most evolved people that we know, whether it is the Buddha, it is Gandhi, or Jesus, or Krishna, Ramachandra, all of them have gone through those ups and downs in life. That has bound to happen. That's how life has been designed. But these ups and downs in life are part of life. People who do not have this are not the greatest of people. People who have this, in spite of that, they become monuments. They experience life at a heightened state. They create monumental experience in life. Those are people whom we actually regard, respect, and they become our idol in life. So it's about that. We all should take charge of our life. And the moment you start doing that, you will see many good things will manifest in your life as well. So thank you very much for being a part of this journey. As I mentioned, you can share these videos with your family members, with your friends, and and also please do like the videos, which will make the algorithm, help the algorithm to reach, to have a better reach, and more viewers can have access to this. I would urge all of you to please do like videos if you really like the video. Of course, you need to like inside so that you can click on that like button. And also, please do share. And if you have not subscribed as of now, please do subscribe so that all the upcoming sessions will be definitely been given to you as a reminder. So that will be helpful for you and me so that we can again connect together. So now, having explained, having gone through all these sessions, again, we will catch up in another session next week, and we will be giving you prior information about the timings, about Of course, we'll continue with this time for a few more days. And as this journey is continuing with a new theme that we'll take up and see how we can learn and bring in that to our life. So thank you very much. Wonderful to have all your presence. Look forward to see again in the next YouTube live session. Have a great time and may God bless all of us.